It's going to be a big match for both these guys. I mean, Jbot has had the hardest opponent to come up against thus far. MaJicBear, a slightly easier time of it, but that was obviously as a reward from the fact that he did end up qualifying by winning the final qualifier, the final chance without having to go through points. Now, Cole, I think we're both leaning towards MaJicBear for this win, but Jbot, I think, does have a good chance to take a couple of games, even though he is the underdog.
Yeah, I mean, we saw from MaJicBear yesterday against Lion Blaze that he certainly has the potential to ratchet his skill and his speed and his aggression up to 11 at any given moment. But the problem with MaJicBear that we saw yesterday is that he also has the potential to ratchet everything up to 11 at any given moment. And sometimes that's the last thing you need to do. So if Jbot has the same sort of considered play style that we know he's capable of, he might just be able to frustrate MaJicBear, bait him into a few mistakes, and score some simple goals. That, to me, is going to be his main way of winning this one.
Yeah, both these players have got a lot of mechanics that they're able to perform to an impressive degree. MaJicBear a little bit more so on that front, but Jbot certainly not without a big arsenal himself. MaJicBear securing that first goal just by beating out Jbot in his own half. Now, I think when it comes down to this series, it's going to be how much pressure can MaJicBear put on Jbot, and can he force some cracks to appear? Because despite the fact Jbot likes to absorb a lot of that pressure, MaJicBear could potentially have a little bit more than he can handle.
Jbot almost got a flick into the top corner in that one, and we've talked about his sort of wonder run in the final qualifier for Salt Mine to NA proper, and I think that while we look at the fact that he got to the final and then lost it to MaJicBear, people forget the players that he beat in that run. He beat J-Rus in the round of 16, Forky in the quarterfinals, and then Taroko in the semis by 3-2. So this is the player that's been taking some big scalps along the way, some really flary mechanical players during all that. So I think that one thing we know is that he won't fear MaJicBear, but you're right, that 3-1 loss in the finals will be weighing on him somewhat. But it's a bit of it's an open game so far, which I think is going to favour MaJicBear a bit more.
Yeah, he seemed to want to slow down the games yesterday that he had versus Lion Blaze. That's when they started to go in his favour. And again, this slow game will be going in his favour as MaJicBear does secure a second goal. And that's not the kind of game that maybe Jbot is going to want to play, but MaJicBear will force the topic as much as he possibly can. Jbot looking to rush in just a little bit more than he was hoping to, I think. Now, on this kickoff, we saw MaJicBear yesterday have incredibly strong kickoffs when he needed to, and even when you're in the lead, you need to do something well with them if you're going to be able to. Does become a boost, but Jbot's behind and does get the bump. But MaJicBear is able to secure that corner boost. Jbot trying to get over the top. Good fake by Jbot, nearly pitched in over the top, however.
One thing that I've definitely seen from Jbot is that he loves these mind games, but MaJicBear is falling for absolutely nothing at this point. You can see once again, just keeping that pressure on, Mile-esque with that attack right there, and then a clean finish into the top corner. And so far, it is all MaJicBear. This one, would you say that's going to script, or is it not quite this? Is the disparity not quite this great than what we've seen so far?
I mean, these first games can always be a little bit of an outlier. They can be anomalous in the amount of goals or how they end up going. Jbot is trying to make it go back in his favour. MaJicBear does hit it high, but doesn't read that corner bounce. Thinks it'll roll up, even though it definitely was not in the position to roll at the ball. It was very much coming down.
Something when
in the end, go on.
When you laugh at it that often, gravity becomes something you barely even consider at times. And MaJicBear was like, yeah, this ball will come to me if I tell it to. He forgot he actually has to make it so he's conceded that goal there. Jbot takes up the free goal opportunity and gets himself another as well, beating MaJicBear to the ball. Good recovery from Jbot.
His recoveries are going to be instrumental, as they are a lot of the time in 1v1s, where if you can land in a good position, then you are going to be able to beat out your opponent, even if it is by 0.1 of a second. That can swing series. We've seen some of the best players in 1v1s, your Fairy Peaks, your Khalids, your Yoruses. Doesn't really work. The way that he ends up recovering all those players is remarkable. And Jbot sneaking in a shot to the back post.
MaJicBear got himself into a really awkward position here when you're sort of darting between 10 and 20 degrees and your opponent's behind you. What do you do when you're in defense? In the end, the answer is absolutely nothing. A very clean finish from Jbot finds its way into the bottom left corner. And we are at 3-3. And Jbot is now looking to take the ascendancy of the kickoff win. It's like slow down there with the ball. As it housed this flick. MaJicBear once again is facing an awkward way, but defends that one a lot better. Like a counter, but Jbot gets there as well.
The boost going the way of MaJicBear. Trying to go for something high. Does end up getting a scoop flick, but does bump Jbot out of the way. He angles himself awkwardly and isn't able to get a shot on target, but does secure that mid boost. MaJicBear, though, with the ban, goes for a fake challenge. Can get the other mid boost. Not quite, actually, as MaJicBear, I think, faked going into that awkward angle and ends up coming out of that with a goal.
Yeah, just using Jbot's own plays against him there, really. Knew exactly what Jbot was going to be trying with that Cookzir pinch attempt. Went nowhere near. Good to see Jbot, though, sort of showing off a little bit. Having a wide array of plays that you can go to, looking for that pinch. But it's just been read by MaJicBear so easily on that occasion. I'm hoping that we see Jbot remain expansive, you know, keep trying these things. Because we know that he loves this play, the fake underneath.
The amount of times that when I was watching these games back, just to have an analysis of the gameplay, where he fakes high and ends up going low, they were frequent. He did it for like 6 or 7 times out of 10. He would go for a high shot and then end up going low with it. But we were talking a little bit about Cookzir pinches earlier. MaJicBear has added them to his repertoire and has done them with massive success just to get the ball on the opponent's side. But Jbot getting that ball in the opponent's net does one better and takes the lead.
Yeah, you can be as good as you want at Cookzir pinches, but if the ball is in the middle of the pitch and in the air, you have to have speed into the air to get it. And at that point, it was Jbot's that was a lot faster. What can he do this time? He goes high. Is he going to go low? No, instead. It is a very delicate musty play.
That's quite sweet, really. You don't want to do too much damage on it. This little... very gentle, very kind. You don't want to break the crossbar with it. Just identified that MaJicBear was going in actually quite a good place for it, so slowed it down so it'd be an opportune position for him. That's going to be in a position for him to secure his 7th this game now. It's starting to run away a bit for Jbot.
Kickoffs. Such an advantage for MaJicBear yesterday, but up to this point, it's been Jbot who's been a little bit better than MaJicBear on them. Once again, he turns them to his advantage. How can he make this one go the same way? It's another clean kickoff for him. MaJicBear will be able to recover. We should be able to get a decent clearance here with the boost, so Jbot's going to have to retreat. Leave MaJicBear to attempt at a flick. Instead, he goes to the air. He's going for the edgeable bump, and he's going to get it. You just knew he was nailing that one.
It's that point where you see the player turn around underneath. So he goes up for it there. As soon as he faces that Jbot, that Predator missile vision is on. He knows his target, and he knows where Jbot wants to be. Gets away from it and brings the game back within 2.
The only way I've seen to defend those edgeable bumps, really, is just to remain grounded for as long as you possibly can. If you can do that and let your opponent who's going for the edgeable bump sail over you and then hop up from underneath the ball, often you can just about knock it onto the crossbar. But as soon as they get it into that position, they've already done the hard work, and it's going to be tough for you to defend.
Imagine being the first guy to do that in a game, and you're like, what monster have I created here? Because that wasn't a thing until sort of relatively recent, the last sort of 6 to 12 months, because at least from sort of my, not as prominent at least, where it seems to happen multiple times a game now, but as is with everything in a meta, you see ways to counter it start to develop, but it do seem like they're going to be a mechanic that's going to be around for quite a long time.
And rightly so as well. I love him. Here we go. Could have another one. Actually, pairs up. Jbot's already taken to the air. Has to quickly scamper back to the ground, and that one he does take late and gets a good save. And he still is 3 goals up on his opponent. Won't quite be able to make it forward with this attack unless, actually, I take that back. I thought MaJicBear was getting back. Somehow he didn't. And it's 9-5.
MaJicBear, I think, went for the bump. And then maybe didn't respect Jbot to get around it as much. He thought he bumped him a little bit further, but Jbot instead does stay grounded. Now clear by 4. This game looking to be done for Jbot and going in a different direction to what we thought, especially considering MaJicBear's initial lead of 3 goals.
Yeah, he looks really comfortable with MaJicBear, but you can never discount the Jbots. Hang about, though. Maybe MaJicBear still has something to say about this game. Still some time.
Definitely.
See where this kickoff goes. It's Jbot that wins it again. They've been so advantageous to him up to this point. MaJicBear, though, is going to get the next touch. And another one after that as well. Just trying to eat in some time is Jbot here by standing off. MaJicBear needs to really force this issue now, but he can't get anywhere near the goal. He needs this attempt to go in. Here it comes, all or nothing. Goes for the musty flick, but it's saved, and that should, barring something crazy, be game number 1 for Jbot.
There we are. Yeah, MaJicBear just starts to do some flips, get his handbrake going, and just have a bit of a slide around. The shame slide, where he knows he's lost the game, he's just going to have a little bit of fun. And it seems like both of the musty flicks in this game have not gone the way that either player was expecting. However, Jbot did manage to benefit from his. And now that he is in double digits, like you said, this game is going to be done over and done with. And skill wall, yes, you will. Making up for lack of gameplay in the AJ Kinsey series, and is just getting us a couple more seconds. Appreciate that a lot, mate.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Jbot as well. And as I said, that game against First Killer, you know, it wasn't a shameful performance at all. I think that as the series went on, First Killer, as he does against literally everyone, became more and more comfortable and started to make it look really simple by game 3. But games 1 and 2, there were certainly moments where Jbot was just putting First Killer in his place a little bit, you know, just showing him that there's more to the NA scene than him. And anyone that can do that can beat anyone in NA. So it's not a massive shock that Jbot is winning this one. But the way that MaJicBear started that one is a hell of a turnaround.
Yeah, certainly coming into this tournament, let alone this game as the underdog. Obviously, not placing at all in the first 3 qualifiers. Ended up being first rounded in every single one of them. And then in the final one, he managed to come second to MaJicBear, which then gave him enough points to get through in 8th place of the seedings. MaJicBear does go down in this first game. And is that going to be the trend of this series, where MaJicBear ends up getting a couple of the early goals, Jbot gets wise to it, and then can bring it back?
I'm not so sure about that one. Yesterday against Lion Blaze, MaJicBear needed a sighter. The first game for him was really tough, and then second game, suddenly he was a completely different player. So I'm expecting an improved MaJicBear in game number 2 when it eventually gets going. What's going on here? Go on. Go on. There we go. Let's get into this one. It's always that point where I'm thinking, you know, are we going? Are we live? The players are looking around. They're ready for it. So are we.
Now, I had that last series. We were not ready for it, so you've been lucky this time. There's going to start off this offense, ends up backwards. They switched also to the Dominus. I believe he was in the Octane last game. So maybe just feeling it a little bit. I love that design as well. That golden pink is lovely. Oh, that's not a great pinch. He was practicing them. Not going in his favour this time, but Jbot not able to take full advantage of it as MaJicBear now goes on the offense for himself and is removed from the pitch.
Yeah, great demo there from Jbot, just when it was looking like MaJicBear would have something going on, but he's wave dashing his way back. Ends up messing up on the third wave dash attempt with MaJicBear, puts himself sideways, and then Jbot manages to sneak it past that Dominus. Not looking too comfortable in his new card choice is MaJicBear.
And that fake.
Nice.
Sends him flying.
Loves his mind games.
Many of them nowadays, do you? You don't see
fake.
nearly as many. Yeah, just like a classic. I'm going for it. No, I'm not. You don't just see a standard juke anymore. But I've always loved them.
Something so special about seeing your opponent just swing their way to the side when the ball carries on its initial trajectory. I shouldn't have tried to say that word. Trajectory. There you go.
You nailed it second time.
Cheers, mate. So Jbot.
Yeah, Jbot's also nailed it the second time as MaJicBear just secured the initial save, but from that flick, he's just a little bit too far forwards. Jbot can tap it in off the line. This time, Jbot taking the lead.
Yeah, looking the much more comfortable of the two players as well in that Octane. It should be mentioned as well, we've talked a lot about this 3-1, but final thing we're saying that I promise, the fact that 2 of the games in it did go to OT as well, so it's by no means a thrashing in that final. So this is not something that will be hugely shocking, I would expect. Certainly not to these two players. MaJicBear won't have come into this series thinking he'll have an easy win. But he has just given himself a foothold in this second game. See if he can build on that. But do you know what I mean? When he just doesn't look like he's at the races really. So he's a little bit awkward today.
Well, I can never tell a lot with these mechanical players whether they are messing around, as in like they're trying to sort of warm themselves up and be a little bit flippy dippy, or if that is literally just how they play. You can genuinely never tell. Like when you watch Justin, I challenge you to tell me when he's actually playing and when he's just holding air all the entire time.
well, Justice doesn't even know when he's slumping himself. The man is perpetually on the cusp of a fall from form, but it never happens. So, yeah, you're right. Maybe MaJicBear is the same. But he is 3-1 down, and Jbot has just won that kickoff again. There's certainly something that MaJicBear needs to change. Maybe that's why MaJicBear changed his car. He realized that Jbot was having pretty much the lion's share of territory and possession from the kickoff, but that is a decent flick into the corner from Magic.
I think Jbot there should have got the save, to be honest. He had a lot of boost to him. It's because he flipped too early. If he carried on going on his trajectory and then flicked it away a little bit later, then he would have been fine. But instead, MaJicBear brings it now within 1 goal, 3-2, with just over 3 minutes remaining.
Did you say trajectory there, just to show me how easy it is for everybody else?
I mean, you said it with a D, so I definitely didn't say that word.
Sure, all right, you're picking on me again. I was pointing out that you did something well and you turned on me. That's how I see that.
Well, if I'm ever complimented, it's despite you.
Jbot with another flick there. 4-2 up in this game, looking really, really good. MaJicBear was waiting underneath it, but he just couldn't quite get the reach, even in the Dominus. Really impressive. Jbot again. Looking like the Jbot that we saw in Qualifier 4. This is the man that fans of him would want to see.
I guess even though his classic playstyle is the counter-attacks, he's actually not giving MaJicBear any or much time, really, to counter-attack. He's not letting him get comfortable with any play. We saw him trying to do it the first killer and get outplayed on it. Maybe he's going for that more attacking style because he realized how well he can do, and Jbot needs to do less work there than he thought as MaJicBear feels backflip.
Magic is, I think he is a little bit tilted at this point, it's fair to say. The question is, does Jbot really go for the throat at this point? Does he keep attacking him, commit more charges forward? Yes. I think so too. I think that's his best play right now. Okay, that's a rhetorical question. Let me rephrase. Jbot is about to keep attacking and put more charges forward and try and score way more goals. And if he doesn't, he's crazy.
It's the mindset of a lot of the World Championship winning teams of relentless. Just keep going. Don't give your opponent any time. And Jbot there, you normally see on an air dribble bump, the player go from at the player in the net. That time Jbot was above MaJicBear and had to go directly down to get in the way. MaJicBear sees at the last second, can't get a touch on the ball. As MaJicBear continues to tilt even further.
Looking really tricky for MaJicBear at the moment, which you can't hold against him, of course. I think the man needs, he needs some sort of wonder play right now, you know. He needs a beautiful flip reset, he needs something off the wall, he needs something to shake him back into this. It can happen, you know, if a player like this, suddenly he connects with one, I don't know, floor pinch, ceiling pinch, something ridiculous, and suddenly he's feeling it, and suddenly the pressure is back on Jbot, because as of right now, this is looking like a dead series, really.
I mean, did you see how early he went up there for that challenge? He pre-jumped it, and Jbot just had to hit it hard. And he did hit it hard, and he's got a goal out of it. Yeah, 5 goals in it. MaJicBear has almost given up a little bit too early. He's maybe not feeling it today, despite the car change. And he ends up own goal, and I feel like that might be the 15th nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Good
bad
goal,
luck, is what that is, Stumpy Goblin. All right. I'm on Team MaJicBear here. Okay, you can't expect that. You can't see that one coming. He's just changed car, and the Octane, he's not reached that, and he'll be fine. It's the extra reach of the Dominus, which is why he owned gold that one. So he's not to blame. And you know, that's just. I think that was lag. Was that lag? I think that was lag.
I don't know why you're making excuses.
I'm on Team MaJicBear.
It's weird how much you sort of sympathise with somebody who's downtrodden. I'm very much Jbot here. I mean, call me silly,
okay.
but I reckon he might do well. No, I mean, it's the case of, does MaJicBear even want to bring himself back into the series? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the last chance of both of these guys. Obviously, theoretically, he wants to. Like, he doesn't want to just go home in last position, but sometimes if the cards just don't fall how you want them to on the day, it's then up to you to try and get more from them than they're allowing you to. But no, it's gonna be scary for him. Does bring it within 6. But Cole, do you reckon that ambition is still there in this game?
Yeah, not in this game, no. In this one's done. This one's gone. MaJicBear's been well aware of that from about 30 seconds in. Whatever reason, this just wasn't his game. He wasn't feeling it. I imagine he regretted the change to Dominus fairly early on as well. This is just building up to game number 3. I mean, we've seen a 5-goal series earlier on in the EU. They can happen. They do exist. Maybe this will be one too.
And we saw a 0-game series in NA as well.
Here's MaJicBear, the flick. He gets it, but Jbot reads that. Oh, he's read it well until MaJicBear comes and takes him out. 9-4.
Did MaJicBear manage to get the bump here as well as he went out for it? Or did he just fake the bump? No, he didn't. I don't even think he touched him.
Oh.
But he did enough to like send him off course at least, like just as a distraction.
What do you do if you're MaJicBear here? I mean, obviously the next 20 seconds he's just going to be zipping about wave dashing. But in game 3, do you just try and carry on going absolutely crazy with the pre-jumps of the plays, hoping something sticks?
Change car, first of all. Definitely get your car back to where you were. Go back to Octane. Even if you didn't feel great, I think he's now seen that he's not happy with how the Dominus has dealt him in this game. But it's going to be about what we've spoken to a lot of people, a lot of pros about on our podcast, with the sense of you take it game by game. You say that you don't care that you're currently 2-0 down in the series. You just say, okay, next. Like, just go next game. Pretend it's the first one, pretend it's the last one, whatever you need to do. MaJicBear knows the mentality he needs to get in to do well here. But Jbot's going to do everything that he possibly can to continue his tilt and continue his mental downfall.
Yeah, the concept of taking one game at a time, while admirable, I feel is so much more tricky in 1v1, where every sort of move you make, every goal that's scored, every decision that your opponent makes is used against you throughout the series. These players will remember things like that. So the fact that MaJicBear is clearly playing with tilt is going to be on both of their minds. I think in the 3s landscape, that can be ignored and you can sort of start afresh. But in 1s, it's unavoidable, you know, because Jbot only has one opponent. He's looking at him right there and he's thinking this guy's going to be committing to stuff that he wouldn't normally commit to. MaJicBear's, who's now gone back to the stock Octane, by the way, which is a good decision. Yeah, that's definitely the right decision.
With Cristiano.
His best bet is to just be as solid as possible for a few seconds here, get back into the game and turn this into a proper 1v1.
Meanwhile, Jbot, tilt as much as possible. Go for demos, go for bumps, go for fakes, go for all of the things that would normally annoy you in a series and pile them all on. Continue what he's been doing. So MaJicBear is looking to get the first goal in this. The first game where he got the first 3 goals didn't end up going his way. Will that first one be the first of many and more than Jbot?
The long road to recovery, perhaps. The green shoots of recovery. We will see if that's the case, but he has got this first goal, and he is playing like a 1v1 player again now, which is good to see. How much of this general gameplay can he get? He's lost that kickoff. And Jbot does have a shooting opportunity. He goes wide, going for the hook shot. Is that one going to be in? No, it's off the crossbar. MaJicBear survives.
We were saying earlier that Jbot's got so much in his arsenal, but nothing is necessarily perfected. And that's another example of it, where that's, I think, one of the first hook shots he's really committed to. The other times he's been getting it on his roof and then flicking, so shows he's got a little bit more there, but MaJicBear proving that he's got even further to go and taking a 2-goal lead.
Kickoff number 3. Let's see who comes out on top on this one. It's a higher kickoff from MaJicBear, an earlier jump. They're going to be jostling for this 100 boost. It's MaJicBear that gets it, but Jbot looks like he'll have the ball. No, he goes back. So MaJicBear can launch another attack. The ball firmly on his roof. He takes to the air. He's probably going to be going for this air dribble bump. Well defended, though, from Jbot.
Yeah, nice patient defense.
Ooh.
Impatient there. MaJicBear taking full control of the situation. As Jbot rather. That's his own impression of MaJicBear from the game prior. Build backflip, man. 3 clear. This game 3 is shaping up to be going more the way that MaJicBear would like. and this is his lifeline to stop him from being the first one out of North American Salt Mine 2.
Another goal goes his way, this one from the kickoff. Such an important tactical part of the game, and it's starting to go more MaJicBear's way after looking like it was in the realm of Jbot throughout this series. That one, though, is Jbot. Can he get a goal from it? MaJicBear is able to get back, and he's almost put it in his own goal. Managed to avoid that one. Now, what can he do on the other end? He's going for what should be a flip reset. No, he's getting another touch of the backboard. Still going for those aggressive plays at 4-0 up. That's the MaJicBear we know and love. It will lead to a chance for Jbot to counter, and it's saved.
Yeah, good shot, though, from Jbot. Getting the pre-flip into the hard hit as he secures that ceiling reset. Goes for the ceiling, Musty. Leaves it late. MaJicBear from his awkward position on the backboard. Theoretically great, but he needs to go earlier. In the end, he sees himself come off the sidewall. Jbot timing.
We've seen such gentle Musty flicks so far in this series. More like Musty prods. Just gentle little, flapping at the ball, seeing what happens, caressing it into their opponent's net. I like it. It's 1v1s of a smile. That's all I want to see. Here we go. Oh, that's more shit. Old school flip reset. Beautiful.
Flip reset into the partial air dribble as well. Just gets the flip cancel on it and can continue it through. If he didn't do that, then Jbot was able to get it towards the right of the goal. Instead, though, MaJicBear staying behind it does get the dunk. And that's the mechanics that we love to see from MaJicBear as he intercepts the ball, meaning Jbot cannot get the shot. He can get the boost. Jbot is going to commit to the mid boost as well. MaJicBear very low right now, but the pressure is immense. Gets the 100 boost. What's he going to do with that? Will he go high? Will he go low? Will he go somewhere in the middle? He ends up going straight into the mind of Jbot, but Jbot is a resident supreme.
MaJicBear's going to go again, though. He's going to take the early shot, and he's going to get the goal. A little bit of tilt from Jbot as well, spamming the old R3 key, something I always like looking out for. Just see how these players are reacting to these goals, and that one was a bit of frustration from Jbot for the first time this series.
He's 5 goals down now. This was, maybe the Dominus was the big reset for MaJicBear, where he was just looking forward to them being back in his octane when he was able to.
Maybe. The Stocktane as well, back to basics, focusing on everything that is back to basics, I say, as he tries an in-and-out save, popping into the goal. But you know what I mean.
Attempting it. Jbot, look at how he just sees that is happening. It's like, I'll go low then. Not really a problem, to be honest. I'll just sort of go low with the shot instead, really. But I mean, he forced MaJicBear to be in that position where he can't just do a handbrake turn in net. He has to be there quickly because Jbot did get control so easily. But Jbot did force the awkward in and out save, but MaJicBear will get his 7th goal. We've just passed half-time, maintaining that 5-goal differential.
Yeah, just really squeezing the life out of Jbot at the moment. Everything that he's attempting, MaJicBear is more than equal to it and able to force another goal for himself. This is the way that I think that I expected the first game to go. MaJicBear just showing that he's the dominant player here. I think the fact that after going 3 goals up, he ended up losing that first game and losing it convincingly is what set the tilt in. This is what he was expecting, these sorts of plays to come off. Another flip reset to add to the collection. It looks so simple for him.
Just gets the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4th is that nail. 6 different. Now Jbot is looking all of a sudden at a completely different MaJicBear. This is not the opponent he was against in the first 2 games.
Yeah, but that kickoff wasn't very good. That kickoff from MaJicBear. I'll say it. I'll call him out. And Jbot puts away the easy finish.
Boy.
Yeah, I know. I backed him. I backed him when he deserved it. But that Stumpy Goblin was a poor kickoff.
Very harsh.
Jbot on the left. Still has plenty of time to get 5 goals needed, but the way MaJicBear is playing, it's going to be more and more difficult as the seconds tick by, especially when he's putting on this much pressure. So he needs to be careful he doesn't overextend, which is something that we've seen from him plenty of times throughout his salt mine journey. Never afraid to do it, though. He's put himself in the corner, has a boost, but Jbot does get a touch.
It's those close shadows that we saw from MaJicBear yesterday as well versus Lionblaze. And he's doing them to more success today. Lionblaze yesterday did have his number and was able to win out on the series 3-1. But Jbot starting to bring this back.
Yeah, one close shadow too many there from MaJicBear. He had the opportunity to just pick up that 100 boost and rotate out, keep a solid position, keep the pressure up in a slightly more realistic way. Opted against it, wanted to score there and then. Jbot takes the advantage and almost gets a 5th goal as well. Still has this attack going on with MaJicBear just trying to slow the game down now. Realizes his mistake, dribbles it away, and it's basically a role reversal of the last goal.
Yeah, MaJicBear is so happy being very close to the ball with his opponent. And then as soon as he notices his opponent is not in an optimal position, that's when he strikes. That's when he is the snake, and he can just make that final lurch. Well, I think a little bit of venom from his enemy. 5 goals to stare down Jbot in this game. You're going to be able to get a single one of them. MaJicBear keeps it low and does get the 6th goal difference.
Goes without saying, but it's the game that MaJicBear needed. He's got so much control of this right now. Jbot's diving in left, right, and center. He's trying to get a feel on the speed, the pace of the 1v1 that MaJicBear is putting on it. But as it stands right now, Jbot is just unable to do it. It's not really happening. The nitty-gritty of 1v1s, the term I used yesterday, when MaJicBear was up against Lionblaze, and he was losing at that. For the first time in the series now, we have MaJicBear who is superior in these general plays, and mechanically, we all know he's got the edge on that as well. So right now, this is MaJicBear's, not series to lose, but he's certainly in the ascendancy.
Is Jbot going to be able to stop that as best that he can? Like I said, this is a completely different opponent to the one that he played earlier. That recovery from MaJicBear as well. Jbot reckoned he had a chance to get the 5th. He wasn't able to. MaJicBear will remove Jbot from the pitch, and there's a bit of a difference in how these players both handle the game when they are in the lead. MaJicBear just goes weird. He will just do anything that he is able to do. He'll go for weird flip resets, hold his handbrake and pray, whereas Jbot will just score.
MaJicBear's defending there, sort of going in and out the goal again. Basically was saying, look, Jbot, you might score a goal here, but I'm not going to give you the joy of scoring it properly. You know, if you put it past me with this air dribble, it's because I've been messing about in goal. That's smart from MaJicBear. He's basically preventing Jbot from bringing any momentum into game number 3 at all. So I like that a lot. I like the fact that when he did have that massive lead, MaJicBear continued to do his flair things, to do his silly plays. There's a time and a place for MaJicBear, and it can be frustrating. You know, watching this, just thinking, look, if there was 20 seconds here or there where you just slowed down, he could be a better 1v1s player. But when it's working, he's got to sit back and admire it.
Definitely. He's got the mechanics to back up how he likes to play as well. Now, in game number 4, in this best of 5, remember this is the lower bracket. Whoever loses here, they will be out of Salt Mine to North America. They'll be going home with a grand prize of $500. Not too shabby. Obviously, a lot more to earn. MaJicBear needing to win 2 here in order to progress through the losers bracket, whereas Jbot just needs to get the 1.
Well, you were talking about money, Stumpy. Would you bet against MaJicBear from here?
I think it would be... It'd have to be middle odds at this point. I feel like they're both just as likely to win it as each other. Jbot for the game advantage, but MaJicBear currently for the form advantage. How about you?
I think I'd agree with you. I think for me, MaJicBear is shading it in this as the favourite to my eyes. But, you know, as we all know from MaJicBear, any second that could go away and suddenly he concedes 4 goals. But he has got a good flick in this one to put himself in the lead. But Jbot gets a clean finish to equalise. It's a back and forth start.
Yeah, within 20, you get 2 goals. MaJicBear's a little bit sooner than Jbot, but Jbot getting a tight angle on that right-hand side. And in game 4, it is looking to be even Stevens. Is MaJicBear going to be able to flex those mechanical muscles as much as he would like to? Or will Jbot be able to shut him down as effectively as he did in games 1 and 2? But MaJicBear getting an acute angle for his second.
We saw that exact finish, I think, from Lionblaze against MaJicBear, but don't quote me on that, in the series yesterday. And this time it's MaJicBear coming from inside his opponent's goal. A sort of in-and-out finish to put it away. Such control, such poise there with that one. Bears the lead again, but here's Jbot on a counter-attack. Maybe. No, not at all. It's MaJicBear. It's 2-1. So quick.
Yeah, MaJicBear starting to take it away as Jbot tries to go for a slow play, but just gets ahead of the ball a little bit too much. MaJicBear, again, so good at just identifying those little moments where he sees that there is a chance, where he sees a crack in the armor, and he will just drive a sledgehammer through it.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums up the subtlety with which MaJicBear plays, so I can't disagree with that too much at all. But another kickoff goal for Jbot, keeps him in it. Has had the best of the kickoffs in this series. How does this one go? This one goes MaJicBear's way. He's got a few MaJicBear, and he's so good at forcing those angles. That is not an easy finish. He was basically on a 90-degree angle to that one. And look how he maneuvers his car right here.
No, not quite.
It's just a weird, dancey, spinny... It's a floor freestyle.
If there's one way to sum MaJicBear's gameplay, he's actually a floor freestyler. I don't know if you've heard of them.
He'll love that, I'm sure. Oh, the bumps as well. Everything coming out from MaJicBear now. The floor freestyles, the bumps, and the 3-goal lead once again. That's the third 3-goal lead he's had. And he's won one of the 2 games where he's had it. I think he's going to go on to win this one, though. I'm calling it now. I'm not calling the game over, but I'm calling that I can't see, personally, Jbot coming back from me.
It's over. MaJicBear wins the game 5. GG's net.
He just looks too good at this point, though, right?
I mean, MaJicBear, he's starting to bring out everything that he can do. Whereas in game 1 and 2, including hitting it weekly is for any part of his arsenal.
It is.
In games 1 and 2, it was Jbot trying to show off what he can do, and now it's a chance for MaJicBear to stretch his wings a little bit. Jbot, though, is again on that counter, those counter-attacking plays. Let your opponent do the errors for you.
Let's see, still plenty of time left. The game's barely started, in truth, even though we've already, should I say, had 8 goals. As Jbot puts this one into the corner, and MaJicBear is going to get a clean read on that one. Goes for the pre-jump, and has he just thrown away another goal? Not quite, but he has to be careful. These are the moments that I'm talking about of MaJicBear. It can be a little bit frustrating. He is still going for these all-or-nothing plays, and he has no need to.
Jbot put himself in an awkward position there by going for the delayed dodge shot, but he does recover well. And again, the second time he's done that flick, and the second goal he's got from it.
Normally loves faking low, as you say, but don't forget the man can just flick it into the corner. Simple as you like, past MaJicBear. And Jbot has stepped up once again. MaJicBear has made a few mistakes, sure, but Jbot is still fighting, still scrapping for every loose ball and for every opportunity to pick up some bonus boost. He almost forgot that MaJicBear would be closing that one fast, but he has got a great read. How's his wave dash skills to get a shooting chance? He's got no boost. This is actually really dangerous for Jbot. Needs to not be tackled. He's defended. He's done well. Yeah, do you see what I mean about how any second you could just see MaJicBear knocking that clean off his car and scoring himself?
I mean, MaJicBear had the opportunity there to tackle him if he knew he had low boost, but I think Jbot disguised it very well. And Jbot, reading MaJicBear's defense, ends up just continuing with the high play. We've seen him flick from that position, so I don't blame MaJicBear for taking a little bit longer to get into a saving position for it, because it's so awkward to try and deal with if you don't know what's coming. But Jbot, that is a brilliantly placed air dribble.
However, down the other end, MaJicBear may well be about to return himself into the lead. A great air dribble dunk. The wows come out from Jbot. I'm not sure why he's wowing that one in particular.
He got the boost. Jbot looked like he got that side boost, and MaJicBear got it instead. That must have been... That, I thought Jbot got the boost as well, and I saw MaJicBear going for the air dribble.
VAR.
I thought Jbot got it. VAR has worked spectacularly today, so just continue with that.
Ooh, football reference. I like it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Eyebrows r/soccer.
Yeah, you do. Jbot's in goal. It could be a floor pinch. Save well by Jbot. I mean, it's cost Jbot a few goals, but he does seem to have the read on MaJicBear at this juncture of the game. Of course, MaJicBear could shift his game at any moment, and we're starting to see that as he's taking a little bit more time with those attacks. And that pretty much completely disregards what I was going to say. Now, it's gone to the other foot, and MaJicBear has the read on Jbot.
Really good idea there from MaJicBear to not fall to the floor and then launch for his aerial again, because Jbot was obviously right below him. And if he landed, then he wouldn't have got the goal out of that. Jbot can just sort of land underneath him, be that sort of like that awkward block, and he'll stop him from getting any purchase on the ground. So no, great idea from MaJicBear there. Just continue going. MaJicBear though, going on that side wall again. It's so hard to defend from that position. He's got himself in there a couple of times.
Right now, the key for Jbot is to keep the variety of his attacks up. Whenever he has a clean run on goal, so far we've seen the clean flick, we've seen a demo goal coming in from Jbot, and just there we saw a sort of fake into the bottom corner. And it's the fact that he's constantly surprising MaJicBear that's working so well for him, but MaJicBear actually surprises him with that save. I think he'll be able to get around this one and put himself on the board for an 8th time, and no problem now comes in from Jbot. But MaJicBear has a 2-goal lead once again.
Game 5 potentially looking to be on the cards for our first knockout match. There's only 2 clear thus far. MaJicBear obviously needing to secure this one, unless he be our first loser. Let's kick off. They've been going the way of MaJicBear thus far. It does so again. We'll go boost over ball as Jbot will do the best of his 8. And that's something that we saw so well from yesterday, was he did such a good job of continuing attacks when he was in a low boost position. And it was very impressive how well he was able to firstly deal with low boost, and secondly, still attack well with it. But MaJicBear attacking like an absolute demon from the sky.
You'd think the best way to defend against MaJicBear is to make sure you always have patience. And you can't fault Jbot's patience there. He let MaJicBear, in his mind, waste all his boost, tucker himself out, run out of attack, run out of space, and still somehow MaJicBear gets that next touch. And we're seeing clear signs of tilt, in my opinion, from Jbot. He's looking like he is, he's still flashing his R3 button. You know, he's looking behind him a lot. He's typing in the quick chat. MaJicBear has completely turned this one around, and now he gets the 10th goal as well. He's completely on top, both gameplay-wise, and he's in the head of Jbot too.
He's now clear by 4 goals. We are aware that Johnny has lost connection. That's fine. We're gonna be speaking it through for you, lads. Don't worry. All right, we're gonna say exactly what's happening. 1 minute 11 on the clock. 4 goals in it. Jbot on 6 and MaJicBear on 10. Now Jbot in his back corner. MaJicBear tries to swoop in with 80 boost. Can't get anything from it. Now Jbot on the attack. MaJicBear goes to his back right boost. Jbot gets it over the top of him. It's 7-10 now with just under a minute remaining.
Yeah, it's great play again from Jbot, mixing up those attacks again. Looks like he's going into one corner of the goal, and then last second, flicks it back across his opponent's car. And we are back within 3 goals.
Now on this kickoff, just 3 in it, as Cole says. Jbot does win that kickoff, can get a slow goal here, misses the first touch. Now it goes back towards the midfield, as Jbot is going to slow down the play. MaJicBear now on the attack, 100 boost to his name. Jbot a little bit lower in his net, going for some slow plays, fakes it low, and MaJicBear forces it through Jbot right on the line. 7-11 now. MaJicBear looking to take this to game number 5.
Just pure 50-50 skill there from MaJicBear. Knew exactly where Jbot was going to get the touch and use that to his advantage. This game's still a long way away from being an opportunity for Jbot, although he has shown time and time again that he refuses to give up any fights. This time, though, it's MaJicBear with control. Going for the musty. No, fakes the musty. And then fakes again. That is just rude.
I'm so happy that Johnny rejoined the match to see that one.
Me
so
too.
I couldn't do that justice. The fake musty into the fake boom and goes low with the challenge. That is really something special.
I tell you what, I wish I hadn't seen it. I'm going to be thinking of that for days. That is too much. That is cruel on Jbot. Just showing the dominance that right now MaJicBear has in this series.
Jbot now on that attack. Can he get 1-2? No, MaJicBear manages to get the defense, get the shot, and get his lucky 13th goal. 16 seconds left. This one is over. MaJicBear has managed to take this series to game 5, despite the fact he was looking pretty weak in the first 2 games.
The odds charge tremendously into MaJicBear's favor now. The way he's dominated this 4th game. Bear in mind that he lost the first 2 as well. This is clear reverse sweep territory. Unless Jbot can somehow step up. And that's not a bad start with that flip reset. But he'll need a lot more where that came from in game number 5.
Were you saying that he might be able to bring this game back?
No, I was saying he'll need a lot more where that came from in the next game.
Cool, okay. I was going to say, if he does, I'll give you £10,000, Cool.
Wow. Come on.
And
you
he
can do it,
can't,
Jbot. Oh, no, wait. I still believe he's going to score this one. I'm going to wave dash it home. He's not even scored that one. Ah, we were that close.
If only a wave dash counted for 5. If only. But now, Cole, I think this is a time where, as a caster, we can clearly say a reverse sweep is very much on the cards.
Absolutely, yeah. He's the overwhelming favorite to get it at this point. Jbot, the way that a Jbot beats a MaJicBear is by having the better mental game. And I think that what we saw throughout that fourth game there is that MaJicBear is the one that's feeling more comfortable now. Jbot seems more shaken than MaJicBear is. And that's a scary thought. You know, when the Flare player also has the mind game, how do you beat that as the lesser mechanical player?
Maybe you just take it to them as best you can. I know that Jbot likes to absorb the pressure, but right now he's not doing a great job of that in these later 2 games in this series. As we go into game 5, my shout would be nip as much as you can in the bud. It's not necessarily his preferred way of playing a series, but I think MaJicBear is making a lot of these plays his non-preferred way.
Yeah, and that's looking so easy for MaJicBear. Jbot, he was trying to do what you said, trying to get in there nice and quick. But MaJicBear just found a way to sneak it past him and then put it in the goal. Jbot has just said in chat, I love my broken controller. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for that goal and assume that he's sort of not lagged out, but lost connection for a second. Hopefully everything's okay there. And we do get
I reckon he prefer a stick controller. If I like, you know what I mean? Like, I reckon he'd like a fixed one better. I feel like he likes that one, but I think he loves it.
Sure. Yeah, maybe he didn't actually mean that he loved it. Who knows? One for the post-game interview. We'll have to find out.
Maybe. I have no idea if Johnny Boy has got the budget to do a post-game interview. We'll see.
And who's it going to go to as well? This one's still in the balance. Jbot seems to have figured things out and found his footing again. Does have a chance for a flick, and he fakes and he demos, and it's 1-0. That is great.
That is such a retro goal. Just leaving the ball and just says, have it. Gets rid of him on the goal line. That's the original air dribble bump, but without an air dribble.
2015.
It is. Oh my god, I'm so much happier.
Just in every way.
Just in every conceivable way, my god.
Jbot is in his own corner here, where he's conceded goals from this position before, but this time he sneaks it past MaJicBear, and he's going to take the lead.
Yes, there's a lot less goal-heavy game. By this point, in the fourth game, we had seen, I think, 7 goals. So this one's being a little bit close, with only 3 being scored in over a minute of game play. But needs to kick off. What is it before? Going well in the favour of MaJicBear, but Jbot is wrestling control back really well, very convincingly as well. He's not just lightly winning them, he's winning them with style. And after picking up that corner boost, he gets his 3rd goal.
I'm actually so impressed with the Jbot that we've seen here. He seems to be timing everything well, barring that awkward moment which he put down to his controller, and the way he's played since then, I'm inclined to believe him. He has just he's sped up his game in such a way that I don't think MaJicBear was expecting. I'm getting the sense from MaJicBear that he's surprised that Jbot had this in him. You know, he knew he was a good opponent, of course, but not one that could change his playstyle in this manner. And now he's getting these saves on these flicks, and suddenly it's MaJicBear that needs to find I don't know, some inspiration from somewhere.
Jbot trying to use all of that repertoire as best he can, but MaJicBear tries to go for the simple plays. Jbot, though, is going to get the tackle and all the boost. Can he get it in? There's the challenge towards the goal line, but Jbot has it pinched high from MaJicBear's defense. MaJicBear now, though, grab the mid boost. Going low with it. The top, will he go low? A couple of things he's able to do from this position. The air dribble bump, though, is the one that he goes for.
Jbot attempted to take this one nice and late. You can see he stayed low, hoping that he could get in between MaJicBear and the ball. Then he was so close, but actually, I didn't even see that MaJicBear did get that bump. I thought that he was just sort of shadowing, blocking him off, but he actually did get the lightest little nudge to put himself on the scoreboard for the 2nd time.
Jbot's going to try and force an attack here, but MaJicBear picking up 2 out of 3 of the boosts on the left-hand side of the pitch. Then we'll get blocked over the top, but MaJicBear feeds it straight back to him. He's not able to get the shot off. That was definitely a goal-scoring opportunity that Jbot has let slip.
Well, we talked about Jbot surprising MaJicBear with his turn of pace, and I think that was a great example. MaJicBear would have assumed that he could have dribbled that all the way down the pitch, but Jbot just turns on him, attacks him quickly. And MaJicBear's struggling to deal with it. Now we have more pressure for Jbot. He's underneath this one. He can go back and waste a few seconds here and there, but he think he wanted that mid-boost. That makes it a bit more tricky for him as he tries to wrap around and build up the next attack. This could be something special from MaJicBear, it's what's assumed, but it's risky. Jbot plays as well. He could have a chance. I think we'll have it. No, it's a side flip from Jbot, and he can't quite save it. Oh my goodness, so close. Jbot should have had that one.
Tell you what he needs to buy with his potential $500. New controller, lol.
Did you spot?
If that's a side flip because of it, tell you what, it looked like it was more of a failed half flip than a side flip, in all fairness to him. He nearly got to it, but it wasn't as clean as he would like. I don't know on further inspection if that was a side flip.
This is tricky for MaJicBear, just about manages to get in there. Stop that ball going into his net, but Jbot's going to have another turn. He's got plenty of boost in the tank, goes for the early shot. Perhaps not the right decision when MaJicBear was coming back. Maybe could have tried to take control there, but the moment is gone now, and he has to try again.
It's all down to the wire now with just over 90 seconds remaining. Jbot and MaJicBear sitting level pegging in the series and in the game. This goal is going to be big, and MaJicBear prevents it for a couple of seconds as Jbot continues his offensive.
But Jbot's getting the better of these 50-50s, and he is going to score the 7th goal in this game to give himself the lead. And it's well earned. That was a hard-fought finish in the end.
Great fake by Jbot as well. Tries to go for one of the shots, realises he can't get over MaJicBear because of how close he is to the ball. And that close shadow ending up being MaJicBear's downfall. Now Jbot taking the lead on this kickoff will be vital. Goes for a fake kickoff and secures that back boost. This puts Jbot in a great position, as MaJicBear will need to retreat to grab something to continue to challenge with.
The dribble comes to nothing, and MaJicBear can get control of this ball, but it's going towards his own corner. However, he will not be upset at the fact that the ball's rolling up the wall, and he has 100 boosts. This is where he loves to be, does MaJicBear. Has his opponent going back to his own goal and trying to take this one all the way, but it's well defended from Jbot, at least at this attempt. MaJicBear will have another go, though. This is dangerous still, but it's saved well again until the demo comes in. Can he get round in time?
Doesn't go for anything particularly quickly, but does go high with it. Got to go high-low, somewhere in the middle, continues to go high with it. MaJicBear has his shot saved off the line by Jbot, approaching the 30-second mark. Still 1 goal deficit for MaJicBear to bring back the shot. Oh, no, yet again. Defense from Jbot coming in clutch.
Yeah, absolutely savage saves from Jbot. MaJicBear would have thought he'd scored all of these, but it wasn't to be. Only has 20 seconds left. Can he do it at this attempt? The ball falls lower than he realised. He almost gets the floor pinch, but not quite. And Jbot clears away again, but I think that's one touch too many. And MaJicBear does come back in the end.
That was about 30 seconds of just offense on Jbot's net. He did a great job to hold out for as long as he did, but MaJicBear will end up getting the tying goal. We are now staring down overtime on this kickoff.
Unless MaJicBear takes the shot, Jbot will be back in time. It's not the best clearance, but MaJicBear had already committed to his dodge. Now can Jbot go back? No, he can't. It's safe.
MaJicBear, though, trying to make it not safe, goes far. 3-2 on the 2-second mark. MaJicBear will go ahead.
It's come absolutely down to the wire. There is still a chance for Jbot to come back, but MaJicBear has almost put himself through to the next round of the salt mine. What happens here?
Final kickoff so important for Jbot. Goes wide. The bounce is not going to go well for him. MaJicBear ends up completing that best of 5 reverse sweep on Jbot, and he will continue through the losers bracket. And Jbot, he's out of there.
It does not come any closer than that. You have to feel for Jbot, but the turnaround from MaJicBear. In game 2, he was not even part of the tournament. You know, he'd given up. He didn't want to be there. And then to put in that performance, to dig that deep and just keep fighting against a Jbot that never gave up was brilliant 1v1 from MaJicBear and everything that we wanted to see from him.
It was such an incredibly tight game at the end as well, where both players were flexing all of their mechanical muscles in games 1 to 4. And then as soon as it came to game 5, they almost caged up a little bit on both sides, doing some fancy tricks here and there to show that they've still got something in the tank. But it was just a matter of don't overextend, take goals as and when they come, try not to force the issue. MaJicBear forcing it just that little bit better. Jbot will be the first casualty out of the Salt Mine 2 NA side of this tournament. Secures himself $500, and I'm sure he's on his way to Amazon to order a brand new controller.
Yeah, and MaJicBear will be coming up against either Mile or Kinsey, I believe, in the losers round 2, as for a final chance to make it through to the next stage. So really close, but what a fantastic series that was. Thank you so much to both of these players. We're going to go to a break, and make sure you come back after, because there is even more Rocket League to come between AJ and Sharif.